trying to get with a woman that is more, well, I want a traditional relationship, marriage, children. But then you hear that nowadays it's pointless in getting married. Government has too much control in it. But
and your question is what?
When I started speaking to my mom, and asked her, she was quiet the whole time. That's never a good sign with my mom, right? But once I was done saying what I had to say, she said, "You're right, son. You're right about all of it." Jesse, I was shocked.
So I'm married. I've been married for about 13 years. But I do love women, and I now found myself having multiple relationships with women.
So my question is, should I pursue like more custody of my daughter?
Derek, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
hey, man.
Hey,
What's
Derek.
going on?
All is well.
Likewise. I was going to ask you about, you ever heard the passport bro saying? Or the term passport bro?
No, I haven't.
It's where men, because of how women act in America, they look for a woman outside of the States.
Oh, yeah.
More traditional type of woman.
Right.
And I was thinking about meeting this girl, and I was wondering if you thought not. I was told that it's not wise, but I don't really listen to anybody anyway. I take it in one ear and out the other,
Right.
and just take what's useful, like you say.
Right.
But I don't know. I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm ready to move forward. The boomerang in my life was my ex-wife. No matter how much I try to throw her away, she keeps trying to come back. And but I don't have no kids or anything. I think I'm ready to try to settle down. And I was thinking about trying to get with a woman that is more, well, I want a traditional relationship, marriage, children. But then you hear that nowadays it's pointless in getting married. Government has too much control in it. But
And your question is what?
I guess I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway. But she talking about she showed me the receipts where she reserved a room and all that. And I'm wondering if I should offer to pay for anything to facilitate her coming. And if she did come, I was going to pay half of it for her without telling her. But what are your thoughts on that?
So this is a woman from another country?
Yes, sir.
What's the country?
Mother Russia.
Here's what I would recommend there, and I understand you're going to do what you want to anyway. I wouldn't do that. They're going to rip you off. It's about the money, and it's about becoming a citizen of the country. Once that happens, she'll be done with you.
That's what I was told.
And it's the truth. And then the fact that you want this is the proof that it's not going to work anyway, and the devil just leading you in the wrong way. You should only want what's right. Because anytime you want for anything outwardly, it's going to always be wrong.
I did use the word want, didn't I?
Yes. You should only want the kingdom of God. You should only want the truth. And then the truth will add unto you what you should have. And it will be perfect.
I was kind of thinking, though, that that's where I was at, because I really don't care about anything. And people don't understand it. And hearing some of your other callers, I never was into religion, but I inherently lived those 10 Commandments, whether I was knowing it or not. I mean, inherently, you know what's right and wrong. And when I first heard you years and years ago, it really threw me for a loop. And and it kind of, I don't know, that made me want to get more into religion. But the more I got into it, the Bible thump and all that, I'm like, no, it's not. I was doing it right the whole time, I thought, or I was thinking. And then once I tried to do it, try to get more into it, it made me worse. It made me one of those people like judging or trying to tell people what's right and wrong.
Yeah. You don't want to get into religion. You want to get into the kingdom of heaven. And it was good to see that you were doing it in the wrong way. That's all you need to do is see it. And it will resolve itself if you can see it. And so I recommend that you start doing the silent prayer and just watch and just forget about that woman from another country, because she will rip you off. She will pretend to care just to get here. And especially, but not only, if you're spending money on her.
Well, that's the thing. She ain't asked for nothing.
Right. She don't need to ask. You know you're going to do it anyway.
Huh. Well, she don't know me that well, then.
because you want it. If you didn't want it, you wouldn't do it. But you want it, and that means that you want something that you think going to make you happy, and it's not.
I know you said before, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it don't, it don't. Don't go looking for it.
Yes.
And I wasn't looking for it. Well,
Right.
I guess I was.
Yeah, you did because you want it.
I know you got to go because of music, but
Right.
I appreciate you.
Okay. Are you doing the silent prayer, Derek?
All the time. Not all the time, but morning and night. I had to do it to sleep especially.
Okay, well, stay with it, and I would not go after that woman. Let life
It's a
happen.
lonely world, ain't it?
Yeah, let it happen naturally. All right?
Okay.
And
Yes,
your
sir.
world inside is not lonely.
It's not.
It's paradise. Thank you, Derek.
It actually is. Yeah, yes, sir. I understand. All right. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Eliseo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
So it is a suggestion because I've listened to you now for about 7-8 months, right?
Uh-huh.
And I really didn't get your message until Friday when I listened to your called 21st convention that you did.
Right.
And man, it made everything whole for me, right? Because let's just say everybody has a story, but some stories are nicer than others, right? Well, mine was very nice growing up. Originally from New York City, right? So I had evil inside and outside the home, right? So I had to deal with a lot of challenging, history of mine with my father, not realizing that my mother was also the issue, right? And after listening to your message on Friday in the 21st convention, it was the hardest thing I ever did to speak to my mom, because my mom was very scornful, right? She was very vindictive, and all the negative, a lot of the negative things under the sun, right? And she never took criticism well at all, right? Because she was always right. And my mom had originally been Catholic, and then met my father, evil man, right? But because of his mother, right? I didn't realize, and I found this out this weekend, speaking to my mom, that his auntie raised him, and that his mother was another mean woman, and he became a coward because he became, in turn, very emotional, right? And then my mom, her mom was also not nice, right? And then she told me that her grandmother never gave them a kiss or a hug, right? Very angry woman. So I became an angry coward for my father and my mother, right? So even though I forgive my father, I didn't realize I had to forgive my mother. And Jesse, when I tell you, a miracle happened this weekend. When I started speaking to my mom, and she was quiet the whole time. That's never a good sign with my mom, right? But once I was done saying what I had to say, she said, "You're right, son. You're right about all of it." Jesse, I was shocked.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing, and then in this process, right, I understand what you speak is truth. However, it's still challenging for me to accept the fact that even though our father called us all this horror and evil, right, due to his upbringing with his mother not having a father, right? And I turned 45 in September, right? And at these 45 years, well, 40-something years, because I started changing the last 4 or 5 years, I always blame my father for everything, right? So my conditioning is to hate my father but love my mother, right? So now, realizing this weekend that I have to go back and, well, not go back, but just start teaching my ways and stop listening to the thoughts, right? And to be able to forgive my mother, finally, right? Realizing this. So, man, thank you so much for your greatness, Jesse. Man, I love you, brother. I really do. If it wasn't for your greatness, I'm sure I would have figured out eventually, but it would have took me a lot longer.
Absolutely. Why didn't you know that your mother was a part of the problem as well?
Because our society, our culture, always taught us to glorify women, put them on a pedestal, right?
Yeah.
Even though in church it said, God, Christ, man, Christ, woman, child, right? But growing up, that was always distorted because, oh no, well, that's not what God meant, but that's what he's saying. Oh no, that's not what it means, right?
Yeah.
And part of this realizing, going back and finding my faith, right, seeking for my faith, I realized that we must become children to enter the kingdom of heaven, right? Meaning, right, we don't start developing an analytical brain until we're 6 years old, and we start taking everybody else's bad stuff, and we lose our true self, our true truth.
Have you started doing the silent prayer yet?
You know what? I just heard about a silent prayer, and I heard about it before, but I didn't know how to access it until this morning.
Oh, okay.
Well,
you're on your way. So what I recommend, do what you want, of course, but I recommend now you do the silent prayer every morning, every night, so that God the light of truth can bring you completely out of the darkness of thoughts. And it's just going to only get better for you because things will become clearer and clearer, and you will overcome those emotions, and you'll be free. True. So do the prayer and stay with it.
Okay. Hey, Jesse, one more thing I would love to say. One of the challenges that I see with men these days, right, is I see it this way, right? Men are negative, positive, women are positive, negative, right? And instead of, and men should deal with wisdom, knowledge, and facts. Women deal with thinking, feelings, and emotions, right? Men shouldn't think about things. Men should know. Meaning, I believe that our Creator speaks to us to hunch intuition, so we have to stop listening to our thoughts, right? Yeah. And literally be quiet and listen to our Father that speaks to us every second minute of our day with hunch intuitions. We just have to teach ourselves not to listen to what we feel and what we think.
Absolutely.
That's evil.
Yeah.
Right? So when men stop, and another thing, words. You hear all these men come on your show and they say 5 things they believe, and then they say, I don't know. They just destroyed everything they believed in.
Well, what it is, they don't realize that they're believing things and doing things, and they don't understand why they do it. And so when I ask them why, they'll say, I don't know. The men and the women, they'll say, I don't know. Correct. Because they don't know. It's only because they don't know that they're possessed by evil, and evil is of the feelings, of the thoughts, and that the evil are making you do things that you don't want to do, can't do. And that's why they don't know why they're doing it. They just know, like, I'm doing these things. I don't know why. I can't help myself. What's going on? They don't know that they are possessed.
Well, I believe that here's a tip for all the men out there. Please stop saying you don't know, because you do know. And like you said, since God speaks us, we already know. In fact, Socrates said, everything and anything that could ever be or will ever be is already within us, which is true. Well, we just need to stop listening to our feelings and thoughts, right? And stop and literally catch yourself and stop saying you don't know, because you do know. Because every time you say that word, I don't know, you're denying everything you believe to be true. And that's when you fall into the fallen state and deal with the thinking and the thinking.
Eliseo, I got to run, man. Thank you so much for calling me again, all right? I'm looking at the call.
We'll do it. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Tommy out of California. Welcome to the show, Tommy.
Hey, how's it going, Jesse?
All is well, Tommy.
That's good, man. Good to talk to you. It's been years, man. It's been like about 4 years since before COVID. That was the last time I talked to you guys.
Before the Chinese virus?
Yep.
Amazing.
That.
So what's going on?
Before that virus. No, I was, last time we left off, I was talking about, forgiving my mother and father, and I did that. And it went well, My mom didn't take it too well. You know how mom is, man. She was in denial at first,
Hold on a minute.
But,
hold on.
Okay.
All right, hold on. And tell me, how did it go with your mother, you say?
She was in denial at first, She was like, I didn't do none of that stuff. And I'm like, Mama, yes, you did. But I forgive you, you didn't know what you was doing, you know what I'm saying? And it went over well after the fact, after she got upset about it, but I calmed her down. I explained everything. And, she's cool, you know what I'm saying? She's cool about it.
Nice.
What's that?
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
How about your father?
Yeah. Pops, man, he's just like me. He's accepting of what he did wrong, and he acknowledges it, and he tries to fix it, you know what I'm saying? He apologizes, and he accepts it for what it is,
Nice.
Straight
okay.
up.
Amazing.
Yeah, just like me. Yep. So we're good.
So how's your life going now?
Oh, man, my life, Jesse, dude, my life is good, man. I'm not going to lie. Listening to you, bro, and a lot of other people, but you for sure kicked off the start of how I am now. My life is sweet. I'm married. All right, so a small background. Born and raised in Mississippi. Moved out of the house when I was 18 years old. Never went back. I have a full career now. I'm a diesel mechanic for the Navy.
Right on.
And I'm 31 years old now.
Amazing.
Yep. I found you, Jesse, when I was like 26.
Nice. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I'm not doing a silent prayer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not doing a prayer. I actually forgot about it until you just reminded me. I actually found you again on YouTube on Dr. Phil this morning. I was like, my dog Jesse, lighten him up. So I had to call in, bro.
Yeah, well, the next step, which we should have been, doing it a long time ago, is the silent prayer, and things would be, it would just become, it would be made clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer for you, and life would become easier and easier. The burden would be light. It just would be amazing. So I recommend you do the prayer every morning, every night, and stay with it. No matter how nice things get, you still stay with the prayer so you can be present where everything is always in the present. It's not in the past or the future. It's right here, right now. And so I recommend you do the prayer as well.
That's right. And one thing I keep in my mind, is that thing that you said, that no man is good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And that right there keeps me leveled. It keeps my head leveled in my decision making and, the stuff I need to do. And Jesse, I just have one question for you. I just need to know how you feel about this. So I'm married. I've been married for about 13 years. I have a family, a wife and children, a set of twins. But I do love women, and I now found myself having multiple relationships with women. And the women that I'm involved with all know about it. They're all in consent, and we're all happy and in cahoots. How do you feel about that? What's your take on that?
Your wife know about it too?
Yeah, she knows about it. We talk about this stuff daily. We check in. We make sure that we're all in the same accordance. It's all smooth with the families and everything. How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
So you and your wife know that you're seeing other women, so your wife check in with you and the other women to make sure everybody all right?
No, she don't check in with them. She has nothing to do with them.
Or she just check in with you?
Yeah. She just asks me how is everything going. Am I fine? Do I need anything? You know.
Are you Muslim?
No, I'm just regular. Yep, I'm not Muslim. I'm not. So that's the thing about it. Like, do I have to be that in order to be this way? Because I'm like, bro, this is natural. I've been this way since I was a kid.
Oh,
I'm not lying to myself anymore.
You have children?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have children. I have a set of twins.
But not by any other women.
Oh no, just my wife.
How many children do you? I mean, how many other women do you have all at once?
Right now, just one main, but I'm two, but one of those women is more serious than the other one. It's my wife, the other serious chick, and then the other woman who's just my friend. We're courting right now, but you know.
Oh, here's what I recommend. I want you to do the silent prayer so you can see how to overcome that. Because now that you have children, that's not going to turn out very well. Eventually, it's going to be hell for you as well, and your wife, but especially for you. But it's not going to turn out very well for your children. You have twins?
Yeah, I have a set of twins. They're 5 years old.
Identical?
No, fraternal. A boy and a girl.
Oh, okay. For your children's sake, and for yours and your wife, I would recommend you overcome that. And so you need to do the silent prayer so you can see why you're doing it. Why are you doing this so that you can see how to overcome it? I wouldn't judge myself. I wouldn't think of it as being right or wrong. I would want understanding from it. So do the silent prayer so you can see the right way to go with this. Because whatever you are is what your children are going to be.
Okay.
So don't see that. I understand how you got into it too, but but do the silent prayer. Don't have a negative. Don't call it good or evil. Just know that it's a situation, and you want to understand from that situation. Because once you understand from it, you would never. You would never get into it again, and it will work out for you.
Right. Okay.
So do the silent prayer. Let me know how that goes.
Okay, Jesse.
All
I appreciate you, man.
All right, you're welcome, brother. So again, and I'll repeat myself, but don't call it good or evil. Just see you in a situation, and you want to understand, should I stay in this? Why am I doing this? Is it right? Or, or whatever.
I have those questions a lot. Like, I ask myself, is it right?
Yeah.
Does it feel right? And I have all the consent from all parties. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that may be a confusion.
Yeah.
Because they're consenting to it, but in the end, I'm like, yo, I have multiple women. I'm going on dates and doing whatever I want. Is this right? Like, it's kind of hard.
Would you be okay if your wife were doing that?
No. I mean, if she was doing it with women, I probably wouldn't mind, but guys, no.
And why wouldn't you have a problem if you're doing it with guys?
Oh, because I'm the head. I'm the only one. Like, you can't have two men leading one woman. That's not it don't work.
Do the silent.
You can have one man leading multiple women.
I like the fact that you're questioning it. You haven't totally accepted that you're doing this, and it's fine. But do the silent prayer so you can understand from the situation. All right.
Yeah.
And let me know how it goes.
Okay, Jesse, I appreciate you, man.
All right. Good to talk to you, Tommy.
Nice to talk to you, too, man. It's been a while. I know you don't remember me, but it's been a while. I've talked to you maybe 3 to 4 times before. But It's been years ago.
Nice.
So I'm glad to see you doing good, Jesse.
You too, buddy.
Big inspiration, man. I'm happy for you.
You too. Thank you. Call me again, all right?
Okay, all righty.
I wish you well. Let me know how I go with the silent prayer and understanding from this situation, all right?
Okay, I will.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Amazing. Frankie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Frankie.
So I very started following you recently.
Are you on the speakerphone, Frankie? Hello?
Yeah, so I very started following you recently
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram.
Right.
And then I just found, I found the live version online, so I wanted to call in. So I kind of had kind of a wild life in my 20s, and I have 3 children with a 20-year relationship that I never really got married. And I fell into like alcohol and never got married there. And then I have 1 child from another woman. So these last 3 years I've been working on coming to the Father and all that. And, we're having a relationship with God. And for 2 years I had my 16-year-old son from my ex I had been off and on for 20 years. And I have 3 kids with her. One's an adult, so he's already 20, and then my 16-year-old son that I've had for 2 years full-time by myself. And then my daughter, last year, she's stopped letting me see my daughter that I've been a part of all her life. And I finally got 50-50 custody, temporary custody within the last 2 weeks. But I think the mother's not doing well. I think she might be possibly on drugs. So my question is what? And then another thing, I ended up getting married. I ended up getting married in August with a woman that I had been dating for 3 years. So my question is, should I pursue more custody of my daughter? Because I believe, she might not be in a good household with her mother.
How old is your daughter?
She's 12.
And did you ask her about is her mother using drugs or not?
No, I haven't. But she got extremely skinny, and she stopped working. And one thing is, her in the last year that my daughter wasn't with me, she when I got her a week ago, my daughter, for the first time for 7 days, and the first 2 days she's telling me, I don't want to be with you. I just want to go with my mom. I feel like she got brainwashed to not like me and want to be with me.
Oh, I see. And she's 12 years old, you say?
Correct.
And so if you went for custody, you're going to spend all that money trying to get her, and so you're going to get her, and all she's going to do is rebel, so she doesn't want to be with you.
Yeah, I don't want that.
And so why waste your time and money on this 12-year-old knowing that she doesn't want to be with you?
Yeah, I see.
No, it's a question.
Because I feel like her living situation with her mother is not healthy.
Right. And you may be right about that, but if she doesn't want to be with you, she's just going to get worse too, because she's going to become even more angry at you, and she's going to rebel.
I see.
I would ask the 12-year-old next time you see her, ask her, if you haven't already ask, would she like to come live with you? Ask her if her mother's on drugs, what's going on at home, and ask her if she want to come live with you. If she say yes, then that's a different story.
I see. Yeah, so right now we have 50-50, so it's going to be 7 days with me and 7 days with her.
Well, with her
mother.
Next time you get her with the 50-50, and that's pretty good. You have 50-50, so you can see her, and so she's old enough, and eventually she may want to stay with you if she find out that living with you is better than living with her mother.
Right.
So I would give it a little bit more time and see. Do what you want, of course, but next time you get her, ask if she want to come live with you.
Yeah, I feel like right now, because I only have had her one 7-day stretch, I feel like I'm trying to rebuild the relationship, but it's like I don't want to ask her like more direct questions.
You don't want to?
Well, I don't feel like I don't want to like compromise what I'm trying to build in my relationship with her.
Oh, I see. Well,
Because I haven't seen her for over a year, except for this last week.
And did she enjoy being with you this time?
It was like, it's like 50-50. Like she'll enjoy a little bit, but then she's like, oh, kind of gets angered about it. And then she'll come back and be like, this is nice, living with my dad. And she gets along with my wife and her daughters. But then it's like her mom's spirit kicks in, and it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. You married a woman who has children already?
Yes.
How many children she has?
She has one adult son and two teenage daughters.
And has she been married before?
Yes.
Oh. Is she older than you?
We're the same age.
Why did you get married? You already have a bunch of children. She already has a bunch of children. Why did you marry her?
Well, because in church, that's where we're taught to get married and not be living in sin.
So
I wanted to be married, so become one under God.
Why did you want to be married? You already have children, and she already has children, and she's been married before. You married somebody else's wife.
She was divorced.
So you married someone else's wife, and now how does her children treat you?
They don't really like that we got married.
Yeah, you have imposed all for your ego reasons, and the mother for her ego reason. You have imposed upon these children, and now they're going to suffer for what you've done. You and her mother have done, because kids don't want step parents. They want their natural parents. They don't want someone else.
Yeah, that's another situation. Like their dad's not my stepdaughter's dad's not really around.
But that has nothing to do with you, and the fact that you're around, they're still not going to like you.
Yeah, that's right.
Why do you marry another man's wife who already has children and you already have a bunch of kids?
Because that's what God wants, us to be married and not living in sin.
Why do you think God would want you to marry somebody else's wife with children? That was your lust. That had nothing to do with God. Were you living with her or something?
No.
Was she living with you?
No, we weren't.
Oh.
She had her own. We were living apart.
Whose idea was it to get married?
It was kind of both of our idea.
You're going to regret this, man. This woman going to give you pure hell. That's why her other husband left her. Because the sex thing going to get bored, and after a while going to run out, and all you're going to get is hell from this woman, and all she will get from you is hell, and then you're going to get hell from the children.
So how are we supposed to live? How are we supposed to live? Just keep living in sin?
When you say living in sin, what do you mean?
Because we were fornicating before.
Can't you stop doing that? Go find somebody else.
Well, we're married now.
Oh. It would have it best that you overcame that rather than getting married, because your children need you, and those children need their father and mother. And God wasn't judging you for sleeping around. He didn't understand what was driving you. So God would not have wanted you to marry this woman who already have children anyway and been married. That's not from God. You about to catch pure hell. Have you been already fighting with your wife?
No.
How long you
But
been?
it's like,
I'm sorry?
but it is like tension with her kids.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be there. You're in the way. Those kids need their father's love, and now their mother, in her own selfish ego self, have put another man between them and the mother. So not only are they not getting the attention from their father, they're not getting it from the mother either. And you and the mother are going to make them feel like they're wrong for being angry that you guys have done this to them. And then the mother, you got to accept it. They don't have to accept you. You're not their daddy.
Right.
And you don't care about them either. And the mother doesn't care about them. You care about your own ego, and the mothers care about her ego. And you guys just got married for sex. It wasn't even love.
Well, I do love her. I want to be with her. I don't want to be with nobody else.
If you had loved her, you would not have gotten with her, knowing she had children, and you were coming between those children. Who you love most? Who do you
I should have waited.
Yeah, you should have waited till you were 80 and she was 80 and the kids were 90.
That's a long time.
And you should not have been dating a woman that's been married anyway.
Even if she was divorced.
So what?
Even if she had been divorced.
Especially if she's been divorced. All you got to catch is pure hell from this woman.
Too late, I guess. I'm already in it.
Well, man, it's interesting how the mind makes you go from one mess to another mess to another mess, and telling you that, oh, this one is better. This is working out. You're fornicating. You better get married. God wants you to. Satan is lying to you. But anyway, are you doing the silent prayer?
No, I just heard about it, so I'm gonna get on it and start doing that.
Yeah, do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer or silentprayer.video, so you can see you'll see what to do about this situation, all right?
Thank you. God bless.
You too. Call me again.
Bye.
Bye. Amazing. What a mess.